Hey y'all, I'm Val with Ourforeverfarm. Today we're making eggs Benedict. And I'm no fancy chef, but anybody can do this. So the first thing we're doing is we're starting with a pan of water. I've got it on high right now just to bring it to a boiling point, but I will turn it down where it's just a simmer. Most people think you have to boil the water when you poach an egg, but really you don't, because we want to cook it slowly, so you just want it simmering. I'm just getting my water hot in my iron skillet. You can use any pan you want. Some people don't like to season their water, but I actually do. So I'm putting about a teaspoon of salt in here, and some people put vinegar, some people put lemon juice. I just put salt. I forgot to tell you, I like to stir my salted water, but again, you don't have to use salt. That water is not to the simmering stage yet, so I'm going to put on my apron. So in the meantime, I'm going to break my first egg, and I'm going to do it into just a separate bowl. I always try to do that unless I'm in a hurry. I'm just going to show you first of all how to do this first one. So the water is still not to a simmering stage, and when I say simmering stage, I mean that the little bubbles in the bottom form a bubble on the top, and it's not quite boiling, and you want to turn it down a little bit, and that's simmering. While my water is still about to simmer, I put a paper towel on a cookie sheet. You can put it on anything, a dish, a plate, whatever, just to put your poached eggs on while you're doing the rest of the project. So you can see it's breaking water. I'm going to turn this down now, and we're just going to let this simmer. So I'm going to turn it down to like a medium. I don't want it going into a hard boil, because we just want to simmer our eggs. So I'm going to put my first egg in, and you just want to take the egg and slowly put it into the water. And you're going to see those whites spread out, but when it's done, it will fold back together. A poached egg takes about 3 minutes. So I'm going to do another one over here. It's just the two of us this morning, so I'm probably going to do 3 eggs. And you can already see how that's cooking compared to that. If they touch each other, don't worry about it. We're going to use a slotted spoon, and we are going to, you can just cut it and separate it. So this one's going to be done first because we put it in first. Takes about 3 minutes. This one's cooking. It's kind of, looks like it's moving around, but it's on the edge of the eye. I'm going to move my pan over just a little bit. It must be a hot spot. But you can see this one's just sitting here and simmering. You want the whites to be done, the yellow to be a little bit runny. And the funny thing about this is Sweet Hunter does not like his fried eggs runny, but he likes eggs Benedict. So we're just gonna let those sit there for about 3 minutes. Get a slotted spoon ready. What I'm gonna do is check this middle one and just see if I feel like the whites are done. And I don't, so I'm gonna leave that in there. I may turn this back up just a smidgen. You don't want to stir them around. There's many ways to do a poached egg. This is just the simple grandma way, but you can do it lots of different ways. But see how the whites are folding back in? So they look jagged on this one, and this one they're spread out, but this one is all folded back in. And you can cut those off if you want to. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It's just us. Right, so I really feel like this one should be done. This was the first one we put in. I just want to touch the whites, and yes, it feels very done. I'm going to put it on my tray. Put it on your English muffin. You want the egg to be dry. These are still cooking. You can see this one had the jagged edges. It still has a little bit, and we can cut those off, like I say. This one really has a jagged edge. We're going to see how far that goes in. Water's beginning to boil, so we don't want that to happen. So I'm going to go ahead and get these out. I think this was the second one. done. Yes, you can just fill up the white until it's done. This one should be done too. That pink salt's really showing up in here. Yeah, and see, they really don't have jagged edges. Next, we're going to take our Canadian bacon and just warm it up. Just grill it. You can use a griddle or you can use a pan like I am. And just get it brown on both sides. Now I want to tell you what I've done. I've cleaned my pan. My poached eggs are just sitting over here. If we need to rewarm them, we can just dip them in hot water or rewarm them in the microwave, however you want to do it. But I've cleaned my pan and I've got boiling water back in it again. It's fixing to boil. We're gonna make our sauce. So the sauce is egg yolks and butter. That's basically what it is. You can do it in the blender, you can do it in so many different ways, but this is the way I do it. I'm gonna stick my butter in the microwave.
And then I take 4 egg yolks. And I don't know why I didn't film that part, but I didn't. You separate your eggs and you use 4 egg yolks. And you beat them until they're light and creamy. Now you notice my eggs are dark. They're fresh eggs, so they're not going to be light in color. To me, this is the hardest part of the whole recipe, is just beating these egg yolks. I probably beat these about 3 to 5 minutes. So then I move to the stove and I have my melted butter. And I'm slowly, and I mean slowly, pouring this butter in, beating at the same time. You'll see my pan of water over there boiling. And what I'm going to do is use that as a double boiler. And the key is to slowly add this butter. You don't want to scramble your eggs. You want them to be creamy. So just slowly add it and keep beating and keep beating and keep beating. And then you want to season your eggs. You want to add some salt and some pepper. Some people like lemon juice too, and this is the time you could add it too. And then we're going to move over to the double boiler, and we're going to cook our eggs, not scramble them, hold them above the water, and just beat it the whole time, and cook them until they're nice and creamy. You'll know when they're done.
We're just going to do like this. Put this on. You can put more meat if you want. And then I rewarmed 2 of these in the water.
You can serve this with hash browns. You can serve it with fruit. You can serve it with lots of different things. This is Sweet Hunter's plate, and he didn't want anything with it. This is a really rich, delicious meal. You know, you go to a restaurant right now and you order this, you're going to pay a pretty penny. I mean, eggs are gold right now. And I just showed you how easy it is to poach an egg and make a delicious hollandaise sauce.
Try this. It's really good. It's really easy.
And if you're looking for something besides candy on Valentine's Day, this would make the perfect Valentine's breakfast. And it doesn't have to be a special day to fix this. I think Sweet Hunter thinks Valentine's Day is every day.
Thank you for watching. Y'all go cook something.